Welcome to the Transformation Zone podcast, hosted by Dossou, founder of Salesforce Catalyst. Prepare for a journey into personal growth and business evolution. Discover inspiring stories and strategies to break free from fear, self-doubt, and low self-esteem.
Hi there, welcome ladies and gentlemen to a brand new podcast one more time. Woo! Well, you know who's on air again. It's Dossou all the way from Togo, Togo. You know how we do it. Oh yeah, how we do it. Togo, making money. Togo, how we do it. AA podcasting. Look, I am just excited, alright? Excited one more time to be sharing the good news with you because today we are going to talk about a topic called the problem solver. There is a writer that once wrote that in life, you are either in a problem, have just gotten out of a problem, or about to get into one. And there's another wise man that says that what you get in life for solving a problem is another problem. In other words, life in itself is a series of problems. And the better we get at solving problems, the better we get at finding solutions for problems, what that means is we get to live an epic, awesome life. Well, the question then becomes, if problems are inevitable in life, as it looks like, how come then there are so many people crumbling under the weight of their problems? While there are others who seem to thrive daily on their problems, and they just can't have enough. As a matter of fact, when their life gets too quiet, they go out creating and chasing for more problems to solve. Could it be because these latter people have a different understanding or perception of problem? Well, we get to uncover that in this series of the Transformation Zone podcast. Let me tell you a story. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, one of the greatest orators that had ever existed. He's the author of The Power of Positive Thinking. He had a very interesting story, one of these tapes that he told. And he tells a story that one afternoon in one of his walks, he bumped into this gentleman. And you have some of those people that all you have to do is ask them one question: how are you doing? And they pour everything on you. So Dr. Norman Vincent Peale said that afternoon, he bumped into this gentleman and he asked him, so how are you doing? And this gentleman just got loose. He went and talked about all his problems and all his misery and how his life is miserable, how he's even tired of living, how his dogs and his cats do not love him anymore, how his mother-in-law gave him the eye, how everything, how even his plates and places and friends stunk. Let me tell you something. You know some of those people, right? Well, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale took his time, listened to everything he said, and then he said, young man, you know what? I know a place where you will never ever have a problem again. A place that is peaceful, quiet. A place where you will not even have to worry about food or drink, gossip of colleagues, the eye of your mother-in-law, nor the mimby jambo of your wife and children. And this man jumped. He said, yes, doctor, please tell me what that place is. I want to go right away. And Norman Vincent Peale says that he told him that place, young man, is the symmetry. And the gentleman says, "Oh, no, 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 doctor. I didn't say that I want to die. I said that I just want to get rid of my problems. I just want my problem solved." It's amazing how we deep down do not want problems, but we deep down expect our problems to miraculously melt away without us doing anything about that. Well, guess what? It's not gonna happen that way. So, as of the evidence we have now, the only place you could be at problem free is the symmetry. Let's settle this right now. As long as you live, it's going to be one thing after the other. Frederick Douglass says that if ain't one thing, it's 12 others. Let's settle this right now, ladies and gentlemen. Being alive is going through a series of problems. As a matter of fact, when you are born and you don't cry, that is the first problem right there. When you are born with the umbilical cord, the first problem right there. Let me tell you something. Living life is about getting good at solving challenges. Well, remember we said that there are people that can't have enough of problems. They're driven by it. They thrive on it. They want to solve more. And then the others that are crumbling at the weight of it. And we want to understand what makes these people who they are. We want to understand what makes them a problem solver. You know, we are in the Transformation Zone podcast, right? And we cannot go about without looking at the etymology of the word problem. First of all, before we even look at the etymology, let us look at the current explanation meaning of this word. The Oxford Dictionary defines problem as a matter or situation regarded as unwelcome or harmful and needing to be dealt with and overcome. Now, pay attention to this, okay? Because if you meet this part of the podcast, you're going to lose everything, right? Please stick with me. I said, the Oxford Dictionary defines a problem as a matter or situation regarded as unwelcome or harmful and needing to be dealt with and overcome. This is where you are going to see that the meaning we attribute to things is very important. It also defines problem as being related to people whose behavior causes difficulties to themselves and others. All right? Now, here are two very interesting definitions of the word. Under the laws of science, a problem is defined as an inquiry starting from given conditions to investigate or demonstrate a fact, result, or law. All right? It is defined as an inquiry starting from given conditions to investigate or demonstrate a fact, result, or law. Now, if you have been listening to Transformation Zone podcast, you will know that we always look at the origin of the word because we want to understand the essence of the word. Now, currently, problem, even according to the dictionary, is being looked at as something negative, unwelcome, or harmful. But the origin of the word problem, which is from the Greek word problema, means something thrown forward or a task or challenge. Listen to me, please. A task or challenge to be solved. This is the etymology of the word. That whenever this word was used, it wasn't used as something unwelcome. It wasn't used as something negative. It wasn't used as something harmful, but it was used as a challenge or task which is to be solved. So in other words, The origin of the word even already negates our inability to solve it. So as soon as there is a problem, it then automatically either comes with its solution or it's a problem that is going to be solved eventually. It's like the paradigm of life and death. Anything that comes alive will one day die. By the same token, any problem that is birth can also give birth to its solution. So, not because we are unable to discern, imagine, or think of the solution, it doesn't mean that does not exist. The same way you know of the existence of death without ever coming in contact with it, right? Nobody wants to come in contact with it. The very same way, the solution exists even when you don't come in contact with it right away. So then the question burns still. So how do you become a problem solver? How do you become a person that continuously striving on problems? How do you become a person that gets fired up with problems? Take note of this. 90% of suicide notes that have been read, analyzed, has brought us to the clarity that people who stopped their lives voluntarily, people that took their lives, confessed in their note through one way or the other that they could never see the end of what they were going through. They never thought or believed inherently that whatever they were going through could have a solution. So, what am I saying? First point, first step, number one of becoming a problem solver is to come to the understanding and stick to the original meaning of this word, which is a task or a challenge to be solved. Meaning that every problem comes with its solution. Do you get it? Number two, a problem solver is resourceful. In order to solve a challenge, you need to be resourceful. A writer once wrote that a person that is resourceful enough can overcome any type of challenge. A true story of my life is that I have never done anything that I have ever had the resources for. Yeah, you heard me right, because you know what? I believe that if you are not stretching yourself enough, if you're not solving problems that are bigger than you, you don't grow. And it is solving in problems that we grow. And growth is the antidote to depression. And growth in itself is the pillar to life fulfillment. I'm yet to see anybody that grows through their daily challenges and wants to take their lives away. And I'm yet to see a person that's consistently solving problems one after the other and does not get joy out of it. There was this time, let me tell you a story. There was this time where I got this major speaking gig where I was allowed to even sell my books. It was one of those speaking gigs where there was going to be thousands of people speaking, and I didn't have the funds to make copies of the books that I was supposed to sell. So I went to meet this friend of mine. I said, hey man, listen, I just got this major speaking engagement and there's going to be thousands of people there. Would you mind putting the money down for me so that I can make the copies? Once I sell, we'll share the profit. She said, okay, that's perfect. We'll do that. And we went ahead, made the copies. I got to the speaking conference. And the slot that I was given, unfortunately, was not a good slot. It was a 2 days conference, and by the time my slot came, people had left. So instead of selling thousands of books as I planned, I had only sold hundreds, which of course left me at a deficit. Now there I was with a challenge, in a jeopardy basically, myself and also leaving my friend in jeopardy. So what I was going to do? go back to my friend and tell her story or find a way to solve this problem at hand. So I took time to think it through. And when I saw that I was not getting too far, guess what I did? I called a friend of mine who was even smarter than me to ask for creative solutions. So you gotta understand this. And that is not everything that you are going to think of solutions that is going to work. So I guess what I'm saying is number 3 on this list is that a problem solver makes peace with the fact that not every solution is going to work. A problem solver makes peace with the failure of the solutions that is going to attempt to solve his problems. That leads me to number 4, which is a problem solver welcomes uncomfort. When the problem you're trying to solve is uncomfortable, when the solution you're trying to apply is uncomfortable but gives you result, guess what? You gotta do what you gotta do. My friend said, listen, Steve, what I'm going to suggest to you may not be comfortable, but it's gonna solve your problem. I said, really? He said, okay, tell me what it is. We had a friend in common, and he was this lovely lady that was full of herself. She was a very arrogant lady. She still is. And you know what? I'm all about humility, and the way she threw her weight around did not particularly interest me. And not wanting to mix with negative vibe, I kept my place. My friend said, hey, listen, do you want to be right or do you want to sell your books? And I said, of course I want to sell my books. So he said to me, call Angelina and ask her to put into one of her conferences. She's gonna talk about it, sing about it, scream about it later, but you would have sold your books. That's what I'm saying. So it's not every solution that you're going to apply to your problems is going to be uncomfortable. And guess what? I called Angela. Angela booked me for one of her conferences, and there I was, selling my books. But something had to happen. I had to take action, which leads me to the last point on being a problem solver. A problem solver is an action taker. Had I said that, just be talking. How am I going to sell these books? Be complaining to everybody, everyone that I saw, first person that I saw, that, oh, listen, you know what? I have this problem, I have, yet don't do anything about it. You've got to be an action taker. Problem solvers are action takers. So you got to understand this. Every problem is an opportunity to grow. Every problem is an opportunity to find out more about what we are capable of. Every problem is a new opportunity to create new strategies, to expand your thinking. Every problem is an opportunity to take new set of actions. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you today to go out there, find your problems, and give us a shot at Salesforce Catalyst. And let us help you with my team of coaches so that we can support you, hold your hand, so that you can overcome all your problems and create the life that you want starting today. It's Stephen Dossou, all the way from Togo, Togo. Remember, you can be great, and I will see you on top. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Transformation Zone podcast. If you're ready to propel your business and life to new heights, visit our website at www.salesforce.co. Connect with us for personalized transformation strategies. Until next time, embrace the journey and sail confidently toward your success.